Our ego. Studies have shown that during magnetic storms, there is an abrupt increase in the number of men cheating on their wives. Having heard this, a certain association arises in every one of us. But it's much simpler than that. Women find a good excuse to tell their spouse that they have a headache. It's a joke, of course, but as they say, there's a little truth behind every joke. But seriously speaking, a small lie gives rise to a much bigger one. This is life, and this is how we live, like catchers in the lie. It's even worse when we lie to ourselves. A small self-delusion can grow into a massive illusion. For example, we meet someone online. At first, we get accustomed to them like we would any human being. Then we begin to like them, and sometimes, we can even fall in love with them. For some of us, this can last for years, with no end in sight, slowly and gradually turning into madness. Playing it up to our ego, we refuse to end this process. Only those who begin to realize that our perception of life consists of the small and large illusions we built in our minds can put an end to it. Those for whom the internet has become the only means of relieving themselves have lost touch with their souls. They have lost touch with their existence. They find themselves falling into an endless pit, plunged into it by our civilization and their own ego. They refuse to simply get rid of it. They're so used to it that it feels comfortable. They will do anything as long as they don't go against their ego. After all, it's like their sacred cow. Nature would have it that the survival instinct is enough for living things. However, our egoism derives from our mind, not our consciousness. Any discomfort in our bodies, including pain, gives rise to torment in our minds. But the torments are the result of the conclusions and inferences we make. By the way, in children who are 6 or 7 years old, the consciousness isn't yet supplanted by the mind. At times, it is useful to pretend to be a group of kids. This helps us realize where we get our fears, attachments, complexes, and many other attributes of what seems to be our reality. Getting rid of our ego, illusions, and our ambivalent perception of life which prevent us from being our true selves and seeing reality leads to our recognition of objective reality. Illusions make us stray from our path, and once we are on the wrong track, we lose our true purpose given to us by nature itself. Our dreams and illusions do not give us a chance to be happy in the present, the non-existent, nostalgic past, and living in the dreams of the future, which in any next moment can flow in an infinite number of different ways. Neither the past nor the future does exist. It's just a game of the imagination, the source of which is hidden deep in our subconscious. There is no need to wait for anything. If something has to happen, it will happen. What is not destined to happen, won't unless, of course, you change your destiny. Sometimes, our destined paths are full of so many pits and holes that even throughout our whole life, there might not be enough sand and concrete to fill them all in. In some cases, it is sufficient to simply realize, even after 20-30 years of adult life, that you have to make cardinal changes in your life. This is not running from your problems. After all our problems are in our illusions. The main obstacles that have settled themselves comfortably on our journey to self-perfection and realization are passions and emotions. But what are they made of exactly? First and foremost, they consist of our illusions, attachments, and fears, as well as our inability to live in the present, hiding our will inside tangled, obsessed thoughts. In order to avoid repeating mistakes from our past, we should not have any excess emotions when we remember those events. We have to spontaneously live in the present, waiting for a predestined future, rather than for one that is artificial and made up. It is not about what happened, when it happened, or whom it happened with. It is about the emotional perception of the events in our past. They should not extend through our lives like the train of a dress. We can't part with our past. It doesn't let us go. It haunts us day and night. But once we are free from thinking about it, once we are abstract and look back at it like a dry history, an autobiography, once we move away from our worries related to various periods of our lives, we begin to actually realize the current moments and enjoy every minute of our present. Anyone can do this. All that you have to do is show your willpower and launch the mechanism of control over your thoughts. You can begin by practicing bedtime yoga and meditation. What am I? Few of us have ever asked ourselves this question. Even fewer actually understand it. But most people have never even considered this philosophical question. Their own ego blocks any possible opportunity for them to look into their real selves. Amongst them could be simple people, politicians, businessmen, and even artistic individuals. Who am I? Am I just a body on two legs with the ability to think? Or am I my name? Or am I someone of a certain nationality? Or am I just a citizen of a certain country? Or perhaps on a wider scale, am I a human from planet Earth? Very few realize that we all have a soul that differs from the infinite number of other souls. Every single one of us is a unique consciousness, substantially different from others. I don't know everything that my consciousness knows.